want to do. Now this is kind of their mid-level camera, so if you're looking for more hardcore photography with all of the latest technology, that would be more in line with the OM3 and the OM1 Mark II. But if you're looking just to do any travel, any daytime photography, and just have a good time and keep it lightweight, you know, your back doesn't hurt, your shoulders don't hurt because you're not carrying 50 pounds of camera equipment, this is the camera for you. Now who do I not recommend the OM5 Mark II? So if you are trying to do any sort of low light action concert photography, it is possible, definitely possible, don't get me wrong, but there are certainly better systems for that. If you find yourself doing a ton of low light action photography, you might want to look at an APS-C or a full frame camera. If you want to keep it micro four thirds, I would look at the OM3 or the OM1 Mark II, as they have the newer stack sensor, which handles low light much better than the older sensor and the older processor in this camera. If you're looking to do any sort of serious bird, animal, action photography, I would also recommend the OM3 or the OM1 Mark II, as they have the newer processor, as well as the subject detection. Unfortunately, this camera does not have all of the subject detection of the OM3 or the OM1 Mark II. It is a more simple camera, not aimed for anything that professional. Alright everyone, that's enough talking here in the office. I'd say let's put a lens on this thing, let's go find a waterfall to shoot at and see how this thing performs. So, I'll see you guys out in the field. Alright everyone, welcome to Dividend Falls. We're here in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Absolutely beautiful waterfall. I absolutely love this place because it's pretty reliable. There's a big pond up here that's pretty much always flowing, so we can always get a nice reliable waterfall here. But we're out here with the OM5 Mark II. Now I did just borrow the body only, so I just threw my 12 to 40 on here, which does feel a little bit large compared to say like the 12 to 45 kit lens, but it's what I had. And we're going to be playing around with a few of my favorite features. The first feature I absolutely love to show you guys is Live ND. For anyone who knows my channel, you'll know that Live ND is probably my favorite feature. It is why I bought an OM system camera in the first place, and there's no better place to try it out than at a waterfall. So let's try it out. Alright, so here we go without Live ND. We'll just take the shot. Oh, let's stop down a little bit. It's almost 8 o'clock at night, so it is getting kind of dark out here. But now let's go ahead and turn on Live ND. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit CP and watch what happens. I'm going to hit CP and spin this back dial. And hear all of my computational modes show up down here, which is absolutely amazing. But I'm going to try, let's try the 3 EV. This is what I like to normally do. Ooh, 3.5 seconds might be pushing it. Let's try bumping up the ISO a little bit. 1.5 seconds, here we go. Handheld. Let's see how I do. I'm shaking a little bit. I think I didn't get it. Yeah, 1.5 seconds was just a bit too long. Let's try 1 second. Yeah, it's going to be a little underexposed, but let's see, how's 1 second? Still a little blurry. I'm moving around too much out here. Not a good time to be out here when it's almost dark, and it's kind of dark here in the woods at the waterfall. Yeah, there we go. That one's good. But the beauty of Live ND is I don't have to bring any ND filters with me. It's all in camera. And I absolutely love that I can just press the CP button and cycle through all of the different stops here. This camera goes all the way up to 4 stops. You know, like the OM3 and the OM1, they go all the way up to 7 stops and 6 stops. But 4 stops is plenty. You know, I was just able to get, what is it, like a half a second long exposure here at the waterfall. No issues at all. The ability to do handheld waterfalls without any external ND filters or a tripod. Now, the OM5 Mark II can get about 7.5 stops of IBIS with a lens that has image stabilization. My 12 to 40 does not. So we're only getting about 6.5 stops. where an OM3 or an OM1 Mark II might do a little bit better. They go all the way up to 8.5 stops with the appropriate lenses. That's what you get when you pay for the extra price. You get a little bit better image stabilization. I am noticing even at ISO 800 that the noise is a little noticeable. You know, you're not going to get that on an OM3 or an OM1 Mark II. So that's what you get as you start paying more and more. Look at this huge frog right here. Holy crap. It's like the biggest frog I've ever seen, guys. It's right here. I'm not going to touch it, but look at that thing. Alright, if it's going to sit still, let's try the handheld high-res.
Hindi makikita yung view, yung mga nag-react lang.
Hindi mo makikita ko sino yung nag-views.
Syempre hindi.
130 views ang nakalagay. Nakalagay dito. Ayan o, 147 views.
Views lang naman yan. Pag ulitin yung panoorin yan, di dadagdag yan. Reaction lang may kita
two different pictures of the frog sitting right here. We have the normal raw file and the large JPEG, and then I also put it in the handheld high-res, which is 50 megapixels. And I'll put the two side by side for you to compare. I didn't really plan on this frog showing up, but what a pleasant surprise. Thank you for being my subject for the video. Have a good day.
Wala ko naman makikita. Ayan o. Lintis yan. Kala ko.
Alright everyone, so here are my final thoughts on the OM5 Mark II.
Nilagay pala niya akong may isang nga. Tapos ano kami nilakatin ma.
Already, or maybe an OM5 Mark III, or maybe an OM1, I probably wouldn't recommend this camera. I don't know if there's enough new stuff to justify getting a new camera. Now, if you're coming from an EM10, or if you're looking to come from maybe a different camera system or a DSLR, and you just want a lightweight travel camera that's going to exceed your expectations, just have a great time taking with you everywhere, then I absolutely recommend the OM5 Mark II. I would definitely even recommend this as a backup camera for someone who already has a full frame and doesn't want to leave full frame ecosystem. Or if you're already heavily invested with a different manufacturer and you just want something lightweight that you can take with you everywhere, then I absolutely recommend the OM5 Mark II. This camera is made for the outdoors, you know. This camera is made for you to take it to places like these and just have a good time out here shooting and not be overwhelmed by the weight of your equipment and know that this thing has all of the tech to help you out. I've been playing around with the handheld high-res mode, getting 50 megapixel humongous files, and look at the size of this, 50 megapixels out of this little thing. The Live ND did excellent, albeit picking a waterfall in the woods at 8 p.m. is probably not the best time to show Live ND. It would be better, you know, for daytime. But either way, you get the point. Live ND allows you to get longer exposures without the need of any external filters on the front. Of course, it's the Micro Four Thirds ecosystem, so there's a billion different lenses to choose from. You could put a little tiny prime lens on here. You could put the 150 to 400 great white lens on here if you want. You name it, it's available for this system. I absolutely recommend this camera to anyone who's looking for a good entry-level travel the world camera that has all sorts of tech inside of it, and I think you should absolutely pick up one of these cameras. So we're gonna wrap up the video there, guys. I'm getting eaten alive by bugs, even though I put on bug spray. I don't believe it. Let me know your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on the OM5 Mark II? Do you like it? Do you think it needs more? Do you think it's perfect? Let me know down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. This is Waterfall Joe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Right, so earlier on today, I went out for a walk in town with the Olympus EM10 Mark II. And you may remember I bought the camera almost 3 years ago and completely changed my opinion of the Micro Four Thirds system. But not only that, in the time since, that camera and the Micro Four Thirds system as a whole, I think, has made me a better photographer. Part of the reason I say that is because prior to me getting the Olympus EM10 Mark II, I was a full-frame Nikon shooter, and I was of the opinion that the bigger sensor, more dynamic range, better colours, blah blah blah, high resolution, and all that, were what I needed was the be-all end-all. Check out that view. It's amazing, isn't it? And, you know, in my professional work, in the stuff that I do, I wanted that ability to crop and to
nanonood lang
push and
ako.
pull in post to get the look that any client may want. And full frame allowed me to do that. But what I didn't realise is that